What's this week's quilt block? Now you see it, now you don't. Let's get started. Now, the 4-pouch block is usually one of the first blocks that you learn how to sew as a beginning quilter. When you create a 4-pouch block, then you cut it into different pieces, you rearrange the pieces, and you sew it back together. That is what is called a disappearing 4-pouch block. And over the years, quilters have gotten very creative as to how they cut it and how they rearrange it and sew it back together. So I figured it might be a great idea to explore some of the disappearing 4-pouch blocks. So before we get started with this week's block, there's something I need to actually settle. You see, I went for a physical checkup late in 2021 and doctor said my blood sugar level way too high. Yeah, I'm a full-blown diabetic now. So I have to cut out the carbs and I definitely have to cut out the sugar, which also means I have to cut out the cranberry. Doctor says, no carbs, no sugar, no social life. So I need to find a new elixir. And I forgot that I have this juicer that's tucked all the way in the back corner of my cupboard. So it was time to get that out and time to try some juicing. So I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. This does not look appetizing. Doesn't that look good? Yeah, one of these is going to be my new elixir. Okay, let's give it a try. Okay, number one. I'm not so excited about this one. What's in here? Tomato, spinach, and apple. Where the heck is the tomato? All I see is green. Throw in a little bow tie pasta and hey, you got pesto sauce. All right, let's give this a try. It's not bad. I could get used to it, but maybe this might be a backup. Okay. Why is this one white? Is there milk in here? What's in here? Ooh, peanut butter. Peanut butter, kale. Kale? Okay, peanut butter, kale, and celery. Okay, I like peanut butter and celery. I don't know about the kale though. Let's just give it a try. Yep. Good thing the peanut butter's in there, because the kale, this is a definite yes. Okay, so far so good, nothing crazy. Oh boy, look at this one. This is thick. What in the world is in here? It doesn't look appetizing. It's brown. It's doo-doo brown. What's in here? Oh gosh. Kale, apple, and carrot. Oh well, bottoms up. Surprisingly good. Just doesn't look good. I could get used to this. Although I probably shouldn't be drinking carrots because carrots are loaded with sugar. And so is an apple, actually, I should say. But then again, my doctor said apples. Last one. Oh, that is thick. Yep. That's really green. Like dark jade emerald green. What is in here? Do I even want to know? Kale, cucumber, and spinach. No. Oh, but what if I like it? What if it actually tastes good? That's a big what if, but okay. Let's try it. Oh, yeah. That tastes as bad as it sounds. Yeah. Oh, no. That's a definite no. Put a spoon in that one. That's never going to make it to the list. So, of the four, these three, I would say the pesto sauce. I'm going to call it the pesto sauce. The doo-doo drink. And the peanut butter. These I can manage. This one, no. Stick a spoon in it, pour it down the drain. It's not going to happen. Which one am I going to do tonight? Yeah, I think I'm going to do... This is it. Why is it white? I mean, it looks like I put milk in there, but we got that settled. Let's get started with this week's block. So to make this quilt block, here are the fabrics that I'm going to use. All of these squares are 5 inches big. Now I have two 5-inch print squares and two 5-inch background squares. Now the background squares, well, I'm just using a white, although it's not a solid white, it is white reading, but there is a little bit of pattern there. Now I'm choosing white because I wanted a big contrast in the background. You can choose any color or any print fabric that you want to use. It's your quilt block, you make it your own. But for my quilt, I'm going to make it a white background. Now the layout of the block is as such. You have the prints going opposite of each other, and you got your background squares going opposite of each other. And you just sew it like a 4-patch. So let's get this block sewn. Open, or I'm going to just finger press these squares for now, and I'm going to press towards the print. Okay. If you choose to, you can press your seam allowances open. I'm just pressing it over to the print fabric. And again, I'm just going to finger press this down towards the print. And we sew the two blocks together. We'll sew the two halves together. I like to spin the seam in the center, so that's what I'm going to do. Which I'm going to pluck that seam out. There we go. Flip it over. Just spinning the seam. And we're going to press this. There we go. Okay, so we're going to press, I'm going to press this 4-patch down, and we're going to cut it up. So here we have our 4-patch all nicely pressed and sewn together. Now it's time to have fun and cut it up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use this ruler, and I'm going to place the 1.5-inch line right here, and I'm going to put that on the center seam here. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut 1.5 inches away from that center seam on all 4 sides. So if you do have a rotating mat, this actually, well, that rotating mat is going to actually become very helpful. So let me get mine out. If you don't have one of these rotating mats, well, don't worry. You can use a smaller mat that is easy to turn, or just turn the block manually and just realign the pieces when you turn it. So we're gonna go 1.5 inches away from that center line or that center seam. Take note that, again, my ruler does not stretch the entire length of the block. So here's what you can do. Just line it up on one side and you can start cutting it. Shift the ruler, slide it up, realign it, keep the rotary cutter where you stopped, and continue. Try not to shift your fabric pieces, then just rotate it. Quarter turn. We'll do the same thing. So lining it up from 1.5 inches away from that center seam. Again, we'll cut a little bit, shift the ruler up or slide it up, making sure that we still have that 1.5 inch line on that center seam, and we'll finish. Cut, slide the ruler, whoops, okay. Now I have a problem because of the fabric shifted while I was sliding the ruler. Not a problem. We'll just reline it back up, put our ruler down, again, line it right on the 1.5, or put the 1.5 inch line right on that center seam. Now I already cut this bottom half, so I'm just gonna cut the top half. There we go. Basically, we just took our block and cut it up into different pieces. Now, you know, when you think about it, it seems a little silly, but that's what we do as quilters. We cut it, we sew it, we cut it up again, and we sew it back together again. Hey, but we love it, right? Right. So a couple videos back, maybe 2 or 3 weeks back, you know, I asked the question, what are your goals for 2022? And a lot of you responded, you know, just sharing what quilts they want to finish. Maybe they want to finish a UFO project that's been in their arsenal, or I shouldn't say arsenal, but that's been on their bucket list. And others of you shared that maybe you want to eat healthier, exercise more, you know, the usual. I was kind of thinking about this, and if you're like me, you know, the very first day of the new year, you're like, yeah, I'm going to accomplish all of this stuff in this coming year. And then by like the 3rd or the 4th, well, for me on the 3rd, I'm like, why did I say I would do this? And then by the 4th, it's like, what was I going to do? I was giving this a little bit of thought, and as an added incentive or maybe some encouragement, I wanted to propose that we start a new campaign, maybe. I'm going to call it One Step Forward. Now, if you're part of the Facebook discussion group, you can use the hashtag One Step Forward. And the idea behind this is that towards the end of the month, so now this is the middle of January, and you have till the end of January to think about this. What is something that you would like to accomplish by the end of February 2022? Do you want to get that quilt top topped? Sorry. Do you want to get that quilt top quilted? That's what I should have said. Or do you want to maybe walk 5 minutes a day? Do you want to finish a UFO project that you've been putting on the back burner for a number of years? Whatever your goal is, well, you can share it on the Facebook group using the hashtag One Step Forward. And for those of us that are part of the Facebook group, we can all encourage each other. just by saying a comment or sharing pictures. Maybe you can say, hey, I accomplished my goals and I did it today. You know, it's just a way of us encouraging each other to take that one step forward and accomplishing these goals. So put a comment down below. See, let me know if you think that's a great idea or maybe if it's a horrible idea. And well, as an added incentive or maybe further encouragement, I will personally give away a prize to one lucky person who participates in this one step forward movement. It could be something quilting related. It could be, I don't know, some gadget that I got lying around the house. Maybe a quilting notion, who knows? Again, just an added incentive for you to actually take one step forward toward that goal. So if you think it's a good idea, let me know in the comments down below. If you would be willing to participate, let me know in the comment down below. What's my goal for next month? You know, there is a quilt top that I have done. It's actually in my introduction video. It's the heart. And I only have the top done, but I need to actually finish that. And it's been almost a year since I've done it, or since I've completed the top, but just never quilted it. So maybe that will be my one step forward towards the end of February 2022. What's your one step forward? Now here's the fun part, because with all these separated pieces, we can switch it around to get some totally different look. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn this here, then we can switch this with this, and then let's put it this way. Then we can switch these here. I can do it like that. This is wrong, that's why. Okay, now we got it. Yeah, I think I like this layout. So let's get this block sewn. We have our block all sewn and put together. Now let's press the seam allowances and this block is done. And here is my disappearing 4-patch block. Now the block should end up being around 8.5 inches, give or take your 1/4 inch seam allowance as always. I like how it turned out, and I especially am glad with the fact that I used this white background. But again, you make it your own, so choose the background fabric that you want. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed making a disappearing 4-patch. Now, if you want to get a head start towards next week's video, well, we're going to be doing another variation of a disappearing 4-patch, so get your 5-inch squares ready. Well, until then, go out and create something. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications on when I upload the next video. Put a comment down below saying what you liked or maybe even what you didn't like. And join the Facebook discussion group at Treasure Heart Creations. You can post pictures of the blocks that you created or just scroll through and gather inspiration from other Treasure Heart Creation Group members. And from time to time, there are giveaways exclusively for Treasure Heart Creation Group members. So use the link in the description box below to sign up. If you're on Instagram, post pictures of the blocks that you're working on using the hashtag THC5252. Well, that's it for now. Now go out and create something. Ba ba da ba.